Welcome to Spider-Verse Minute, the tri-weekly podcast where we watch Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 1 minute at a time. I'm Sean Slater.
And I'm his sister Caroline.
And today we're watching Minute 91, which opens with Peter and Miles getting choked, and ending a minute later with an anvil falling on Scorpion's head.
I have titled this minute, When Dimensions Collide.
I really like the way that they show the colliding of the dimensions. I really wish, though, that we saw some more of the stylized, the different universes style coming through instead of just having, buildings popping through.
Yeah, kind of like they do with the characters, but with the buildings.
Yeah, and, we see some of it with Noir pulling the old-timey car that's in black and white.
Yeah.
But that's really the, most notable thing they show. It would have been cool to see some of the skyscrapers being in black and white maybe, or in a much more cartoony style, because they're going for this whole feeling of psychedelicness here.
Yeah, it definitely would have been cool, but I also understand that probably would have been very difficult.
I don't think it would have been any more difficult than what they're already doing. It's not like they were filming this in live action and would have had to
true.
green screened in some old-timey cars and whatnot. They were still just drawing it.
Still, the stylization would definitely have been a very cool touch, but I also still really like how they did it. This whole minute is very visually awesome.
Yeah, I'm not saying that, it would have been cool, or I'm not saying it's not cool because they didn't do this. I'm just saying it's cool now. It would have been even cooler if they did do that as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think the way the dimensional glitching, which is very angular and feels very alien and artificial, is mixed in with the Kirby dots and the this very circular sort of natural-ish looking phenomena is really, really cool, the way they interact in the Collider room, and then just outside we see just the glitches happening all over the place.
Yeah. The first thing I want to talk about too, before we go back into the all of the glitching in the buildings appearing, is one of my things that I love they do, in the beginning of the minute, that's very visually cool, is how they zoom back up to the surface.
Yeah.
And we get to see, it looks like the world is glitching.
Yeah, we see Visions, the hospital, and then the penthouse all glitching, or the three places they focus on. And then we also see, some other places throughout there, but the three, kind of where the three characters are, or the not characters, but the three people Miles' family are.
Wait, what?
No, I guess Miles isn't at Visions.
Yeah, it's he's not at Visions. I think they showed Visions as sort of a way to be well, she can't get through to the school, and here's why.
Yeah, oh, yeah, that's true. I guess, do they show Visions after her?
Yeah, I'm
okay. Yeah, I guess that makes a lot of sense. That didn't really occur to me. I figured it was more of a, everybody's trying to call the school, and so nobody's able to get through.
Yeah, I could see it being that way too, but I think it's more of the, hey, the school's freaking out, so everyone left.
Yeah, that would make a lot more sense. I did speaking of Rio, we get some more Spanish from her. And it's just a simple vamos, senor, which is just, let's go, sir. So, she's keeping it professional, helping the old people.
She's a good nurse.
Yeah, good job doing your job in a time of crisis. I did notice in the background of the hospital, though, they're still using the food pyramid. So, they really need to get up with the times there.
They find the food pyramid more aesthetically pleasing. So they kept it.
Yeah, I guess. And I also kind of took that as just it's a hospital. It's probably, underfunded. They're probably not getting the funding they need. And so it's just, this is what we had. We didn't have, the funds to update the posters on the wall, and it still helps get the point across. With Jeff up on the penthouse floor, do you think he was helping work security for the event, or did he show up there and then I guess he wasn't working security for the event because we saw him on the ground earlier. Yeah, that's a little odd. He would go to maybe that just wasn't the penthouse. It looked like the penthouse, but maybe it was like a dining room on the first floor.
I think it is the penthouse. I mean, maybe someone had called 911 before like the earthquake really hit or something. Or maybe he was there for like another call. I don't know. I never really gave it a thought before.
Yeah, it would seem like in an earthquake, you wouldn't want to take the elevator up to the penthouse to tell people to go back down.
Yeah.
I feel like it makes a bit more sense that maybe he had just like walked into the building and he's just helping. Like there are tables set up, so maybe there's another event going on.
Maybe
like lower
or maybe
floors.
they had a few cops around, like even though he may have not working exactly the security in the event, they might have just had some cops like around the building kind of patrolling.
Yeah, but I mean, just the fact like he wouldn't have gone up to the penthouse from the ground floor after the first earthquakes had started.
Maybe he wasn't on the ground floor. Maybe he was like in the hallways.
But no, I'm just saying, like, because we saw him outside of the we saw him outside helping the old lady when the earthquake first started to hit.
That's right.
And so it wouldn't make sense for him to like, oh, the earthquake started, I better take the elevator to the top floor to tell people to get down. So I'm thinking it's probably just more on he's in the like the first floor, maybe the second floor. Maybe something where it was quick enough to be able to run up to help direct people. It does look very similar to the top floor, though. Yeah.
And especially the way it zooms up.
Yeah.
Definitely gives the impression that it's the penthouse.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Back to below, where the buildings are literally exploding from the center. Did you notice the giant cassette tape?
Yeah.
I never noticed it before until I was watching it. I'm like, is that a giant cassette tape? I was so thrown off by that. I'm like, what universe is that from and why?
My guess is that's like, that has a feeling like it's from Gwen's universe to me. I'm not sure. Like, I think it's only because cassettes wouldn't have been around for Noir. Probably not for Ham. Maybe for Ham, actually.
The only way I could see it being for Ham is because of how cartoonishly big it is.
Yeah. Penny's too far in the future.
Yeah.
And I feel like Peter's is sort of just is the closest parallel to this Earth. Yeah. And Gwen's is sort of she's got a much more like neon-y, at least in the comics. It's a much more like stylized neon-y kind of bright and contrasting colors are a lot more thing, and it feels like a very much like retro noir kind of 80s, that style of
well, I also just realized like that totally could have been part of like a store sign or something.
Yeah, or it could have just changed size as it came through the dimensions. That
is also very possible. The point is, there's a giant cassette tape flying around.
Yeah. See, there's a skateboard, there's a snowman there as well that we see flying through.
Do you want to talk about the Easter egg, or should I talk about the Easter egg?
Yeah, the black and white old-timey car.
No, the one before that.
Oh, the skateboard. I already talked about the skateboard. Yeah,
no, more detail.
Obviously. Yeah.
It's clearly Tony Hawk's skateboard
from Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3.
You can tell by the...
Yeah. No, so Frosty, it's very sad to see him go this way. But it is a great callback to the Frosty the Snowman stop motion. You know, it was very influential in the I don't even think that was... I'm thinking of
You're thinking of the snowman from Rudolph and Kris Kringle.
Anyway, yeah. So the Easter egg that appears in this part of the the minute is the Flinsniffler from Cloudy with a Chance of
You gotta say it like he does in the movie. The Flumsniffer! Yeah, I forget what it actually stands for because it is far too long.
Yeah. But we see that it looks like the spaceship looking kind of thing that floats past.
It goes by very quick. Like, I actually had to stop and rewind. I'm like, wait a second, did I just see that right?
Yeah.
Can we also appreciate, moving past that Easter egg a little bit, can we just appreciate Peter's line, it does look cool, though?
Yeah. And he's not lying. It does look cool. It's got this really weird, the it here is obviously the like center of the universe's collapsing and colliding with each other, but it has this very weird like wave sort of flowy rocking motion to it that it's really cool it's really awesome how they're able to get this what's essentially just like very industrial, skyscrapers, modern sort of thing to feel like it's rocking, like it's make it feel like it's the ocean waves.
Yeah, they did a great job with it. I don't really have anything else. It's just a really cool visual. I love the colors that are used in the skyscrapers. Like, I like how nothing is really its normal color. Like, it's all stylized in like this pink, orangey pink. What color would you say it is?
Yeah, it's like a pink purple.
Yeah, it's like there's other colors in there, but like that kind of dominates it, right?
Yeah, it's I would say it's kind of like it fades from, I would say, like a blue to a purple to like a pink kind of, with the pink being the center of it really, and then as it gets further away it turns into more of a blue. The latter half of the minute is occupied with focusing more on the individual fights, and we see Noir and Penny fighting the two of the other villains that they had fought earlier.
Penny is fighting Scorpion.
Yep.
And Noir is fighting Tombstone.
Yeah.
And I need to bring this up because this might be my favorite screen grab I've ever gotten from this movie. And I never noticed it before. But at 39 seconds, I got a beautiful, beautiful picture of Noir punching Tombstone. Tombstone's head is just completely wrenched back with Noir's hat on it. And in the very back, in like that very old black and white filmy type of filter, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just says applesauce.
Yeah, his pop-ups were also old-timey before that too. A little bit more old-timey than just the traditional pow and pop. And then we get the big splash screen with just black and white applesauce on it.
And it is my favorite thing I have ever taken from this movie. And like, why I've never seen it before, I'm sad. Or why it's never registered before, I am sad. Because that is the height of this movie in terms of backdrop flashes. Put it in a good spot. I also love that I couldn't make out all of his insults, but the one I did just made me crack up. Was right when he was throwing the car at Tombstone, and he goes, "You hard-boiled turtle snapper."
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Yeah. The thing he says before that is, "You gonna fight or you just bumping gums?" Yeah, I do like his like slipping into old-timiness at times.
It's incredible.
Yeah. And then, he knocks out, or takes out, Tombstone. And then we cut over to Penny, which I feel really bad for, because she's the only one really losing her fight.
Yeah. I feel so bad for her.
Yeah. She was just, doing really good before at the house. And then now that she's in here, just the glitching has
really taken effect on her.
Yeah. And so they're took a couple early shots and are just struggling now.
Yeah, I wonder if it's like messing up with her technology.
It could be. It could also be like because she's younger that maybe it's just like there's less of her, so the glitches are having a bigger effect on her.
There's less of her.
There is. She's so much smaller than, like, I guess on Spider, but like,
yeah, like, well, I was gonna say, I would argue Spider-Ham's the smallest.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true. I kind of forgot about him.
Yeah. Maybe it's the type of thing, like, she's the youngest though, so like, yeah, maybe her body isn't fighting it well.
Yeah,
it's the only thing I can think of. I don't know if that actually works.
But yeah, her, like, Scorpion just beating on her, and Spider.
You know what it could be?
What?
So it was established before that the glitching can lead to deterioration.
Yeah.
So maybe it's just the glitching is affecting Spider so much that his actual, like, mechanical parts are deteriorating.
Yeah, already. That could be it. Like, it could be deteriorating their bodies, but, like, the body's just better at adapting at, like, missing parts.
Maybe it affects faster on non-organics than organics. Maybe that's it. That's the one I feel like makes the most sense and makes me feel less sad. I mean, it still makes me sad, but less sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, poor Penny. Anyway.
Yeah, and she's saved by Spider-Ham, thankfully.
In the best cartoony way possible.
Yeah, I love how the anvil has the rope on it.
Right?
Which makes me think, just off screen was Spider-Ham spinning it around like the hammer toss, waiting to throw it onto Scorpion.
I picture, this is what I picture. I just picture Spider-Ham with, like, just swinging it around, like, over his head like crazy, just knocking out a bunch of other things.
Oh, yeah.
And then he sees that and he just drops it. I also like your idea of just him standing, like, on one of the buildings and being like, any second now. And now!
Just a few more inches.
Almost there. Perfect! Just, like, on the ceiling. And I love how when he just walks up with, like, dusting his hands off. So confident. It's great.
The cartoony music sound effects coming in.
Oh, listen, I love Spider-Ham in this movie.
Yeah.
You have anything else to add for this minute?
No, that was all I had.
Alright. Thank you all for watching. We will catch you on Wednesday with Minute 92. Until next time, thanks for listening.
Bye.